The boy Puffy called me though. Puffy called me back in the day. He called me, he was like, I just want you to know I ain't have nothing to do with your mom.
Is he this gangster that behind the scenes that is that him? Or is that
Shout out to Wendy Williams.
I'm like a lightning rod because I'm attacking New York's finest. They're self-proclaimed king of New York. You know what I mean?
Did you feel at any point that you was like betraying New York or Biggie by going to do that interview with Tupac at that time?
His side of the story was like, how could I be mad at a whole coast? That don't even make sense.
And I think Puff is probably one of the only persons that heard that interview. Angie can't say that nobody heard that interview, because it wasn't her ideal not to put it out.
Tupac hit us with Hit 'Em Up, and that joint was cold. We would take your turntables, you played Hit 'Em Up. That thing hurt to this day.
Jay-Z. Just the name screams untouchable, power, prestige, and an empire that looked bulletproof. For years, he's been the blueprint. Rock nation mogul, Beyonce's king, hip-hop's first billionaire. Scandals? That was for everyone else. But tonight, the game flips. The whispers? They've turned into thunder. And this time, they're not about Diddy alone. Shockingly, the FBI's spotlight is widening. And guess who's stepping into the frame? Jay-Z himself. That's right, rumors are swirling that Hov is now being eyed as the second key suspect in the unsolved mystery of Tupac Shakur's 1996 Vegas shooting. Let that sink in. The golden boy of rap, Diddy's closest ally, now caught in the gravity of one of hip-hop's darkest nights. The internet's on fire. How did we go from billionaire boardrooms to FBI investigations? The streets are talking, and this time, they're saying Jay-Z's name, loud.
Jay-Z got his whooped by his sister-in-law on camera. What's her name? Solange. You got it. The feds ain't step in and do nothing. The feds don't care about you getting your whooped.
Sean Carter is worse.
Uh-oh. Oh, man.
He's smarter. He's patient. He's not sloppy. This pussy been lining up people he calls friends and stepping to the side while they get hit by the guillotine for 30 years.
The implications? Absolutely chilling. Word is, new evidence doesn't just place Jay-Z near the scene, it puts him in the game. Not just watching Diddy make moves, but allegedly helping set up the fatal moment that changed hip-hop forever. This wasn't from the boardrooms of Rock Nation or the luxury suites with Beyonce. This was back when the East Coast versus West Coast feud had streets boiling and paranoia ruled New York and LA. Jay wasn't the billionaire icon yet. He was the rising star, standing shoulder to shoulder with Diddy, just as the void left by Biggie and Tupac pulled the spotlight in like a vortex dot. And now? If these bombshell claims are even partially true, they don't just threaten reputations, they shatter the foundation of one of hip-hop's most powerful alliances. Because this wouldn't just be about music, or money, or fame, it would be about blood. A brotherhood sealed not in studio booths or champagne toasts, but in the silence that followed the sound of gunshots on the Vegas Strip. A silence that has lasted almost 30 years, think about it. While crews broke apart, alliances crumbled, and betrayal ran rampant, Jay-Z and Diddy never wavered. Their loyalty was legendary. But what if it wasn't just loyalty? What if it was mutual survival? A pact made in the shadows, forged on the night Tupac died. Two ambitious men, not yet kings, realizing that by guarding one explosive secret, they could rule the game. And maybe that's why, through every controversy, every accusation thrown Diddy's way, Jay-Z remained silent, unshaken, unbothered, never blinking, because he couldn't.
Is he this gangster that behind the scenes that is that him? Or is that
Shout out to Wendy Williams.
She hosts top secret SCI clearance and has represented individuals extradited internationally. Among her notable criminal cases, Bobby has tried international organized crime and racketeering conspiracies. Why did Diddy feel he had to go hire someone that has expertise in RICO cases?
Rockefeller Records was the only thing that I've ever been a part of that I thought was honest.
This is dope. This is ill. Yeah.
Like, niggas really with me for what it was. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I'm from South Philly, so, you know what I mean? Niggas smile, hey, you know what I mean? Pray next to you, turn around, blow your head off. Like,
you said smile, shake your hand, pray next to you, and blow your head off.
Yeah, all that vicious. That's where I come from.
Yeah.
Kill you, wash your body. You know what I mean? Kill your son and fornicate with your daughter. Yeah, that's where I come from. That's the world that I lived in. So me being with Rockefeller, the La Familia, I held on to that. It's like I got something, and you know what I mean? And it's like, these got me. And they don't want from me, they just want me to do this. This music, they got me. And that's all I asked, you got me. That's where I came from. I never looked at me having a career. I never looked at the business. It was La Familia, La Familia, La Familia. We a family.
The whispers, they're no longer whispers, they're turning into roars. And what they're saying is bone-chilling. That the pact between Jay-Z and Diddy wasn't just some gentleman's handshake or industry alliance. It was a blood oath. The kind of vow steeped in old-world power and secrecy. A promise of absolute loyalty, no matter the cost. No betrayal, no cracks, just domination. Of the charts, the boardrooms, and the culture itself. But here's the kicker. What if that oath wasn't just symbolic? What if it was real? And the true foundation behind the billions, the mansions, the Grammys, and the global empire? Because if that's the case, then the story of Jay-Z and Diddy isn't just about talent and hustle. It's about sacrifice, and not metaphorical sacrifice. We're talking about the ashes of a feud that took one of the greatest to ever do it. Remember, Tupac Shakur's murder wasn't just a tragedy, it was a seismic shift. And right after that shift, Jay-Z's trajectory changed overnight. Gone were the days of being overshadowed, hustling just to be heard. Suddenly, he was rising, fast, taking the stage that Tupac's absence had left wide open. And now, the bombshell. The FBI's files suggest Jay-Z didn't just benefit from the chaos. He may have been in the room where it was planned, connected not just by association, but by involvement. The streets are saying that one of the gang figures already convicted and tied to the Vegas shooting has started talking, really talking, cooperating with federal agents. And when someone who's got nothing left to lose starts spilling, names don't fall. They pour out like loose change. And rumor has it, Jay-Z's name might be one of them.
I think that they don't want, if they was in any of those freak-off tapes, if they played a part in any of those Diddy sessions, they don't want it to get out to the general public to make up their...
Got me. So at that time, when, I'm going to court, and we about to be on tour. We on tour. So
a whole nother tour.
Yeah, we on a whole nother tour. So, I'm going for my bail hearing in the feds. And the judge asked Jay, everybody's saying all these good things and all that. The character witnesses, Dame, and everybody's saying, and even Jay said a whole lot of good things about me, and the judge was gonna let me go. Monitored. And she said, would you be willing, and that's the part that people don't, would you be willing to be responsible for his whereabouts, not be responsible for my actions, just his whereabouts? Would you be willing to do that? Provide us with all the information, saying that he's going to be here, there. And after all that good, and he said no. But it was like the way he said it. And he put his head down, he was like, no, I've never been crushed like that ever in my life. Cause I'm like, damn, this is my man, like how you... And I looked at it like, all right, no. Nigga, what if I had to get the there? I'm in jail, I'm still tall, but what if I really needed to go? This was going to my mind.
Like, get out of jail, you say?
Like, yeah, like, bro, I had attempted murder in the state and the federal gun charge and all this. Dude, 40 years is over. This is what I'm facing, 40 years.
Right.
What if in my mind, I'm thinking like, damn, what if I really need to roll? Be on a run and go. Like, I'm from like, this is my man and I love him. If he skipped that, I'm getting my man, I'm getting him out by any means necessary. So for me to look him in his eyes and I'm shackled around the wrist, ankles and everything, and the man was like, oh. Like that, I don't know, like that was that up. It took everything in me not to like let one go. Like that took away a lot of I thought that we had. Like that's big bro.
And now, with this revelation, that decades-long friendship between Jay-Z and Diddy suddenly feels a whole lot darker. All those iconic moments, arm in arm at Hampton's white parties, toasting at Rock Nation brunches, laughing like nothing could touch them, they take on a new meaning. Were they celebrating loyalty, or were they celebrating survival? Because under the microscope, that bond doesn't look like brotherhood anymore. It looks like two men bound by something deeper than friendship, shared guilt. Like two kings in a golden prison, smiling for the cameras, knowing that if one goes down, the other is sinking with him. Not allies, co-conspirators. Not a duo built on trust, but on silence. In the industry, it's been side-eyeing them for years. The paranoia was always there. People felt it. Jay's laser-controlled interviews, that switch in his eyes when the past gets brought up, his relentless grip on image and narrative. Diddy, all flash and power on the surface, but insiders whisper about the rage beneath it. Fits of fury, sudden silence, and a business empire stacked like armor against something darker. What if every deal, every brand, every camera-ready smile wasn't just about building legacy, but about burying the truth? What if every move since 1996 was a desperate attempt to outrun that one night on the Vegas Strip? Because now, as that long-buried secret threatens to erupt, it all starts to make sense. The silence, the loyalty, the unbreakable bond. Maybe it was never about trust at all. Maybe it was about not breaking